am, ladies and gents. How are you? Oh, hang on. Why is my TED background still on? That's weird. Let's get rid of that. How do I do that? What's that? I think I used that on another video ages ago. There we go. That'll do. That one will do. There's too many. There's too many going on now, isn't there? I've been at this for ages. How's everyone doing? Are you all ready to get... let me put it smaller. Are you ready to get filled in by the coppers tomorrow, lads? Yeah, it'll be class tomorrow. PC bastard will have you in a headlock faster than you can say, oof, ah, oof. He's tripped on some loose carpet in the station, my lord. That's what's happening tomorrow, boys. Get used to it. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. PC bastard, don't play around when you've got the wrong political opinions in England. They're definitely going to chin you. Well, I'm looking at myself here. This is weird. You keep looking into the pictures. It's like an endless loop. Breaking news in America. Good news in a country where you've still got a hint of law and order. ICE have shot and killed an illegal alien after he hit and dragged an agent with his vehicle. Yeah, well, you play silly games. You win silly prizes, son. Yeah, boom, shanker. In England, what would happen? What do you think would happen in England if an illegal alien dragged a border control, well, we haven't got a border control force, have we? Just like hit a copper and dragged him up the road. What do you think would happen? I'll tell you what would happen. Angela Rayner, I keep breaking my own rules. Angela Rayner.
You stupid bitch, you filthy slut!
Angela Rayner had took him in and built him, read him a bedtime story. So, yeah, that's what happens. That's what happens. Don't look at your hair, Matt Law. I do need my hair cutting, don't I? It's getting a bit long. The thing is, at my age, I'm too tight to go to the barbers. So basically, until my missus can be asked to cut my hair, it's not getting cut. That's the way it goes. I'll get it sorted. I'll get it to do it for me this weekend. Shave me heed. Bootneck King here. 100 of us travelling from Liverpool. Amazing. That's class. Love that. Make it happen, Dixie. That's class. Yeah, you might as well. It will be funny. This is what I was saying. I was only half joking in my video. If you haven't watched my security warning, somber stuff, so it's worth having a look. If you haven't had a look, I'll put it in the comments there for you to check it out, because I know YouTube don't send any notifications. My channel, if it was down to them, the wankers, I'd have about 13 subscribers. Turkish barber. Yeah, cut me throat while he's meant to be giving me an haircut. No thanks. No thanks. I'd rather poke my dad while he's drunk and let him kick the hair out of my head than go to a Turkish barber's. It's ridiculous. But like I was saying, at least it's interesting. Humans are very weird, and this is like you have to have this sort of like upbeat attitude. Because of our evolutionary background, we're very irrational and illogical. We don't deal well with comfort. I've noticed the more comfortable I am, the sort of worse my life gets. When you're married and you've got a career and you don't have any dramas, you get sort of fat and boring. When you're struggling is when you're trying. It's very odd. It's why humans love dramatic war movies. It's why everybody liked, like Star Wars or Lord of the Rings or something. Like, struggle is character building, and struggle makes you... It's almost like it's hard, but we find it enjoyable. We don't deal well with comfort, do we? And if you listen to old people who went through the Blitz, they seem like they were quite happy, almost. Like, there's a really good documentary about the Greatest Generation on Netflix that I watched. And they're all on there going, oh, it was all right. We never felt like we were going to lose. We all had each other. We don't tolerate being comfortable well. I think this is why everybody's so mentally ill now and everything's gone tits up. So just try and look on the bright side. Like, the worse it gets, the more we pull together and the more we feel like we've got something to get into. I'm the same. When I'm struggling, I'm fitter and I live healthier. When I'm skint, I'm better. When I'm totally skint, it doesn't bother me. I look back at all the times in my life when I've been skint. It wasn't that bad. I used to like hardly drink anything because I had no money. And I used to just go to the gym every day. Like your hobby becomes training because there's nothing else to do. And it's not that bad. No, like I said, you've got to try and embrace the Spartan lifestyle. When you start telling yourself you love being, comfortable and eating out at restaurants, next thing you're a fat knacker and you're just like fat and comfortable. It's not a place that's good. So try and embrace the suck, as we call it in the military. Embrace the suck. As long as we're all in this together against the scum that lorded over us, we can handle it. We can deal with it, and it won't be that bad. Will our replacements be let off the leash? Yeah, it's a good question because there might be, mightn't there? There might be. There's I'm sure there's a lot of you going down there tomorrow. It'll be an interesting time. As I said, though, all jokes aside, the video was comical, but also serious. That's an undeniable truth as well. I've eaten an $80 plate in a posh restaurant, and I had beans on toast with a dash of Worcester sauce on it. To be honest, do I enjoy the really posh meal anymore? I probably don't, Beans on toast and a cup of tea, I think, is as good as anything else. It's just embracing that mindset, isn't it? So there we go. Yeah, we're in a bit of a pickle, but we can get through it together with a stiff upper lip and a good sense of humour. And as long as at the end of it, we make the homosexual androgynous android uncomfortable, I'm in a good place. And of course, Shabzy, we've got her to worry about. They've made Osama bin Laden's niece the head of security in the UK. That's unbelievable. If she's not leaking top secret documents to Osama, I'll eat her with a donkey. In fact, shall I break the rule on purpose just because I want to watch the video again? Yeah, I keep calling her Shabzy, but yeah, okay. Shabana Mahmood.
Some of it was fun.
There we go. She deserved that. Get up, you absolute slapper. Cop for that one. So yeah, she deserves a bat. Love that. Winner. The brilliant aren't these media assets. I'm going to have to upload some more good ones. I've got loads of good stuff on here. What else have I got? I've got a life on the ocean wave. Good, that innit? It's just like my intro. I've got the American national anthem. God bless them. And I've got this random go-to one for any left-wing woman who mildly irritates me.
You stupid slag!
They're brilliant. If anyone's got any requests, you'll have to let me know. There's some beauties in there. What's going on with the Barnet, Matt? Couple of years in the US and you're turned into a limp-waisted, wristed surfer dude, although wasted at this point as well. Anyone going tomorrow could meet up for a few beers. Well, get yourself into the Bootneck Boozer and you can join in the chat there. I'm sure there's plenty of people going there. Thanks to the Ayrton Senna. Give us She's a Spat. Oh, of course. Well, I just have to say the Chancellor's name in full there. Chancellor Rachel Reeves.
She's a spastic.
She is indeed, my shaven-headed chum. She is indeed. It's gonna. Honestly, I think there might be a lot of chew tomorrow. I think in the current climate we're in, definitely don't get drunk. This is what I'm telling you, right? The British bobbies, scum that they are, they'll make any excuse to run you in if you've had a few pints. Don't drink. Wait until the whole thing's over. What you want to do is go to the march, go to the speeches, do all the stuff. And then when it's totally finished with and over, get a train a few mile out from, or the tube or whatever it is, a few mile out from the main drag, find Weatherspoons, can't beat Leatherspoons, JD Leatherspoon, legend of a man. Then you all go to a Leatherspoons in small groups, like 10 or something, and then you go and get leathered. So you do that, but don't get pissed while you're there, because they'll use it as an excuse. In England, if you've had a drink, they can arrest you. They don't even need it. They can just say drunk and disorderly, and then they've got you. So don't do it. Don't do it. I'm telling you, you'll be in serious bother. Who's that one for? Gallimar. That's not a bad one for. Would have been good for what's his name, the little peanut head. Oh no, it could work for the Mayor of London, couldn't it? I was thinking it'd be all right for Rishi, but we can use that for Sadsack, can't we? Every time you say his name, Gallimar, Gallimar. Yeah, all right. Well, I'll work on that one. What else have I got here? Wind talkers. Wind talker story for the news. Yeah, that was the signal. We had a Bootneck signal who was a proper Geordie. And obviously we put him on the radio because it's funny. And all the American soldiers, basically his nickname became Wind Talker, like that film with Nicolas Cage where they used the Navajo Indians to speak in a language that nobody else knew. Because when you got a Geordie on the net, it didn't matter who was listening in. If he's on the net going, how like some fellas just been shot, like I different night, piss and blood all over the place, like they had no idea. The Taliban would have like an English Puma trackie listening in on the comms, wouldn't they? And then you get a Geordie signal going, oh hello, 0 over. We have got a contact. There's a fellas pissing claret all our deck, like. And the Luton guy, born and raised in England, he's like, in it, bruv. I ain't gonna Scooby-Doo what you're saying. In it, bruv. So, yeah, good that. The Wind Talker. Anyway, watch out. Joking aside, it'll probably kick off. Shall we have a look on the BBC and see if there's any good stories about it? Let's have a look. They did catch the suspect. If anyone's interested in that, I mean, to be honest, I feel like when I do Mars teams, we just have a bit of crack and take the piss because all the serious news is getting covered by the... I mean, you know what's weird? I would have been an early adopter of YouTube if I wasn't always working full-time, but I got into it like 15 years ago. I think I've been with Sargon ever since he got started. But in the last sort of couple of years, YouTube's massively blew up, hasn't it? I think every year that the mainstream media's been caught lying and normal networks have been caught propagandizing. I definitely think in the last 2, 3, 4 years that YouTube's just proper exploded. And because of that, now there's way more serious, professional, educated people than me making YouTube content. So I think I should stick to my forte, which is good-natured mockery and jovial humour rather than trying to do serious news. So I won't cover this too much. I'll just say that they have got him. He is a limp-wristed, sparrow-boned soy boy. His family handed him in because they recognised him, the skinny, dying rat. I mean, look at the clip of him. How could you not recognise him? You couldn't Ben Wire that shape. The second he walked into my house, if I was his dad, I'd be like, what have you done, you dopey little twat? He looks like if he pulls the plug out when he's in the bath, he's got to swim against the tide. So that's that. They've caught him. It is shocking. It's shocking, but again, I told you lot this. I've had several emails of people crying. If you know that you're not a bootneck or a stoic chap who doesn't mind dealing with blood and gore, don't watch any of it. I told you not to watch it if you don't have a strong stomach. The poor bastard getting emptied in 2 seconds by a 3/8 round through the jugular. It's appalling. Don't watch it and don't pay too much attention if you don't like it. It's shocking, but it is what it is. We knew they were going to do this. Like, this is why I find it odd that people are as upset about it as they are, because they weren't expecting it. You're only really upset if you don't expect it. It's why a shock death, like Charlie Kirk's, is a lot worse than, your 98-year-old granddad. If he's been in a hospital for the last 3 weeks with a rubber tube up his arse, it's not that upsetting, is it? It's upsetting if you're 8 and he goes to get your ball out the road and he gets twatted by an ice cream van doing 80. They have to drive like that in Middlesbrough. People will have the hubcaps off. Big skinny streak of piss killed him, but we did know it was coming, didn't we? We did know it was coming. The violent, like, we knew it was coming. They're going to keep doing it. This is the thing. They're going to keep doing it. How long have we been going on about it? There's 10 million woke Americans that want to kill you if you disagree with them. Honestly, millions of them celebrating, loving it. Craigs, congrats on your new job. Looking forward to more Bootneck. Ever watch Ferryman 47? I haven't. Based Canadian. Tired of clown world as you and me. Best wishes to UK Patriots for tomorrow's protest with you in spirit. Thanks, Craigsy. Cheers. No, I haven't watched Ferryman 47. I'll have to check him out. I haven't got a new job, by the way. I'm still in my old one. I took a week off because we went to the Oasis concert. I'm intending to bin it by the end of the year, basically. Cause I live like a jippo. It's you don't make that much money off YouTube. You don't. Even at my even when you're kissing six figures, if I work my ass off and put loads of videos up, I get about $2,000 a month, which ain't bad. Again, being a scrubber from Borough, I'm astounded you can make that much money making YouTube videos. But it is enough for a bloke like me to scratch a living out of. And I think I'd rather do that and do this full time and then, rely on my savings and investments and stocks and shares. I've got a lot of shares out of SpaceX that I'm sitting on. If I ever suffer from financial hardship, so I think I'm good to go. I think if I'm proper tight and I just don't touch any of my SpaceX shares for another 5 years, they'll be at least 2-3 times the value. So I reckon I'll be all right. That's what I'm intending to do Christmas. So I'll be able to do this more often. But yeah, $2,000 a month. There's no one in Middlesbrough makes that. Do you remember when we had that? Froggy striker for Borough called Job? Jose Desiree Job he was called. And whenever he scored, everyone used to chant, "There's only one job on Teesside, one job on Teesside," and everyone used to laugh because, well, it was true more or less. Yeah, what if they do? Well, like I said, I've got my backup plan is if YouTube cancels me, my backup plan is to live like an absolute scrubber. And, nothing new there. Nothing new there. Live off salted porridge and hate and rainwater and suck it up. That's what my plan is. I think it's a good one. A man should always have a plan. Oh, I can just do that, yeah, start from the scratch. Like I said, Paz started from scratch and it worked out well for him. He went from crawling like I was to shoot to flying because I think they haven't pinged, or it takes them a while to ping your channel, and you get sort of free organic growth for the few months until they ping you. So we'll see. Oh yeah, she works full time anyway. So worst things come to the worst. I can just rely on her, can't I? I'll be like, "Howie, pet, what do you want me to do? For $50, I'll tongue punch your shitlock." I'm kidding. She's not. We're not in anything. I'm not a Frenchman. But you know what I'm saying. We'll soldier on. Worst case, I'll get a job as a greeter at Walmart. Easy. So it'll be all right. I'll be a kept man. Get her a job in the baffy. No, we'll be all right. So anyway, I'm not going to talk too much about this. We'll wait for it all to come out. We know what's gone on. He's a murderous, woke soy boy created by a decade and a half of indoctrination by hateful communists. They call themselves socialists. They call themselves democratic socialists. They call themselves progressives. It's all just a clumsy, not even remotely subtle rebranding of the same demonic, hateful, deadly ideology that they've practiced for generations. They are killers. They're killers. There are millions of them that want to kill you. And there's going to be some there tomorrow because they've been trained that if they think differently from you, they're evil. That's what they think. We think the left are stupid, naive, ignorant. They think Charlie Kirk was evil. They genuinely think a bloke as decent as Charlie Kirk is a worthy target because they're mentally ill and have been conditioned this way. And as I talked about yesterday, you almost can't blame them. It's not entirely his fault. It's military-grade psychological conditioning carried out against the populace by hostile foreign states. It's not his fault. It's George Soros and Klaus Schwab and Tony Blair and Barack Obama and Joe Biden and Nancy Pelosi and AOC and the deep state and the judges and the lawyers and the activists and the civil servants and the university lecturers and the college professors for purposely indoctrinating a generation to do murder. So don't get angry at him. He's just, he's the flock. You need to go after the high priests of the woke religion that are cultivating them. They're the ones that do it. The conditioned people. It wasn't a pro-it. You couldn't have missed. Did you see the shooting position? You couldn't have missed. Literally, I could thrust a rifle into one of your hands, give you 2 seconds, make sure you breathe out, and before you gently squeeze the trigger, you wouldn't have missed. It literally, I don't need to teach you the marksmanship principles. I'll teach you too. Lie down on the deck. Make sure the weapon points naturally at the target by moving your ass up and down a little bit. Take a nice deep breath, release it, and then at the culmination of it, nice, soft, gentle trigger squeeze. You couldn't miss 200 yards with a modern scope. It's a piece of piss. I guarantee anyone in the chat could have made it. So no, it wasn't a professional. And you can see the skinny little rat climbing off the roof. He's been conditioned to kill by the revolutionaries. So that's what happened there. Conditioned to kill by commie activists. So it is what it is. The worst thing is he won't get the death penalty either, will he? Because he handed himself in. Although, as long as they put him in an actual dirty cell with an orange boiler suit and a big black man called Randy as a cellmate, won't be too bad. Won't be too bad, will it? That's what they said. Apparently they were going to, but I think if you hand yourself in, they won't, will they? Because they've got to promote people handing themselves in. It'd be like, when you catch a dealer, and you say to him, if you tell us everything you know, we'll go easy on you and we'll half your sentence or something. And they always flip them because they always stand by the word. If they didn't, the word would get out with all the convicts and then nobody would tell the coppers anything. So I think after, if they go out and kill him now, after he handed himself in, they'll ruin it for everyone else, won't they? So I would assume that he doesn't get the death penalty now. It doesn't matter. I mean, honestly, I'm an angry man, like the rest of you. I'm as angry as anyone. But I do think, I can see both sides of that argument. Hippies are always like, they say dumb stuff all the time. Like, it takes more courage to turn the other cheek. No, it doesn't. Sometimes, the easiest thing to do is just walk away. It takes a bit of bottle to stiffen your jaw and then throw a punch at someone. I don't think it's cowardly either. They always call them cowards, don't they? The cowardly IRA, the cowardly sniper. He's not a coward, is he? It takes guts to climb on a roof and take a pot shot at someone. I don't think cowardly is the right word. I think we say that because we have this juvenile idea that insulting people upsets them. It's not cowardly, but at the same time, it's not always clear to me that you're definitely better off killing them. Like, obviously, you have the vengeance that you're dealing with. I'd like to see him get pulled apart by an angry mob. But if that's the deal that they have, where if you hand yourself in, you don't get toasted, I think that maybe you could make that case. You don't want to make it harder to catch people, do you? So who knows? And as I said, the real blame isn't on the one guy who's done the shooting. It's on the thousands of... And this is what I mean. This is why I say the gloves need to come off and they need to go looking for them. The real criminals are the people who made it happen. The professional activists, the lecturers, the professors, the journalists, and the politicians. There's 5 big groups who said things that definitely promoted murder. There's loads of people having a go at me on Twitter today saying, I can't believe that you're saying, freedom of speech and that. No, the whole crack was freedom of speech unless you're promoting murdering people. So don't tell me that they haven't crossed a line. They definitely have. Where was my reply? My last reply here, look. I think it was a Bootneck. Yeah, so this creature, he was saying, oh, I would have killed him myself. Yeah, I'll do the killing. I said, jail the creature. It's time for the gloves to come off. Bootneck says to me, Bootneck, facts are simple. You may not like what he said, but free speech is free speech. Some people find that jagged pill to swallow, but it swings both ways. The guy's a cretin. Yeah, but the thing is, that's what I'm saying. The caveat was always, as long as you don't promote violence. These creatures 100% promote and celebrate cold-blooded murder. If you do that, you've crossed the line. We aren't changing the rule here. We aren't changing the rules. Did you see the worst one was the Aussie woman who was telling them to go and kill people? You must have seen that one, where she was proper. She was like, it was almost like an incel call to arms. She was like, oh, what you should do is, if you want people to think you're cool, if you want hot women to sleep with you, what you need to do is, you need to go out and obviously take a pot shot at the Orange Oracle. That's what this woman was saying, like on national television. So don't tell me that hasn't crossed the line. Lock them up. Seriously, lock them up. Why is that not crossing the line? I don't understand it. In fact, shall I find that story? Because I was looking at it not long ago. It'll be on my YouTube. Let's have a look. Here we are. This one. Right. Can you hear the audio?
Can happen.
No, I can't. Let me change my thing. Yeah, no. There we go.
Of course, here she was last July, apparently calling for Americans to assassinate President Donald Trump.
Now here we go. Yeah, watch this. Watch this and tell me why is it such a fat screen? That's weird. You tell me this woman doesn't want locking up. If she was in the States, send the feds round, ankle bracelets, drag her off, throw her in a cell, get scissored by a big burly woman in comfortable shoes with Popeye tattoos on her forearms. Listen to this psycho. And we've let him get away with it because there's one standard for us and a different standard for them. If I said anything even remotely close to this, if I said half of this, I'd get locked up. Lucy Connolly got nicked. Sam Mellier got jailed. The legions of people I could reel off that didn't do anything wrong and they all got locked up. And then this Bootneck's pushing back on me for saying lock these people up. Look at this psychopath here.
Americans, when are you going to do it? Why isn't it already done? Every day there's another happening, right? Awful for your country. Awful, right? Why don't we redirect this energy to something else? You know, there's all these incels that are going, oh my God. So they go and do, you know what would actually make people respect you a little bit and make people want to you is if you did it.
Yeah. So don't talk to me about freedom of speech. That is actively promoting murder. So lock her up. I don't care. These people are like, oh yeah, freedom of speech. Freedom of speech, absolutely. No, I'm not changing the rules. I'm saying you can say whatever you want up to promoting murder. If you promote murder, throw the book at them. I'm sorry, but we need to have a little bit of movement on this needle. The Americans, dare I say, a bit of the old colonials coming out here. But the Americans have got way too much tolerance for promoting murder. Freedom of speech is one thing, but this is what they've done in the last 48 hours, and what that silly slapper there was doing is openly promoting killing people and definitely inciting violence. So instead of just letting them get away with it because the left wing, these bints should be rounded up. Put her in a camp and put her in a cell because they're all woke, so they'll support this. This is a brilliant plan. Give them what they want. Put them in a cell with Isla Brinson. Yeah. Find the biggest, sweatiest, greasiest, burliest male to female trans sex offender and put her in a cell with them. and throw the key away. In fact, I think we should give her one. What do we say to this deranged left-wing influencer?
You stupid slag!
There you go. She deserves that. And she deserves 24 months in a jail cell with Sandra. Sandra with very, very, very large hands. That's what she deserves. When she comes out of jail, she should have a clitoris like Rocky's Speedball. It'll be like a Casey. Remember in the 80s when we used to have Casey footballs? You could boot them through like 12 hedgerows and you'd never pop one because they were made out of like boiled leather. Yeah, she'll come out. She'll have a clit like a Casey because it'll have been battered senseless by a cellmate. So that's what's good enough for him. I don't care. And maybe I'll annoy some of my American followers. I don't care. I've never cared about annoying people. I'm an argumentative prick. Lock them up. Lock them up. Throw the key away. I've told you, right, I've got a 5-point plan. I've told you the plan, but I'll flesh it out a little bit. Right? We need to take measured steps to deal with these people. They're going to keep killing. They're going to keep killing. I told you they're going to keep killing in the UK. You think 7/7 was the end of it? No. Then there's the Manchester Evening News Arena. Then there's the Borough Market. Then there's London Bridge. Then there's the Southport atrocity. It's never going to stop. You have to understand how numbers work. There's millions of fanatics. Most of them jihadis in the UK. Most of them woke in the United States. It'll never stop. It's going to keep happening. It's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time till the next Southport. It's just a matter of time till the next Charlie Kirk or attempted assassination of Trump. It's never going to end because we're too tolerant. And now you've got to try and walk the line. And yeah, you don't want to become a full-blown fascist totalitarian, V for Vendetta style, but you can take measured steps to grind these people into the boot, underneath your boot. And the 5-point plan, like I said, those groups, the university lecturers, the faculty, the journalists, the professional writers, the professional rabble-rousers, the politicians, the lawmakers, the councillors, any of them that have crossed the line, get 10,000 feds on this case. Every one of them that promoted murder on TikTok in the last 24, 48 hours, anyone who made videos like that on YouTube, round them all up, drag them off, interrogate them very, very harshly, and if there's any charges you can find on them that stick, lock them up. Lock them up for a very long time. You don't get to say, hey kids, go out and murder the President of the United States. You don't get to say that. So I don't care what you think. Yeah, free speech, absolutely. No, I'm for free speech. But telling people to murder people, that's not free speech. So, Christ, look at Sam Mellier's stickers. Sam Mellier's stickers were polite. None of them were even in the same ballpark as this shit that they get away with. He said, it's okay to be white. like he cleverly, purposely made it as like milquetoast as he possibly could. He purposely did that. He made sure that there was no hate speech, no aggression, no violence in anything he did. And still he got jailed. So start locking this lot up. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. I'd even charge, I was trying not to say her name, but she's not the Deputy Prime Minister anymore, so at least we can use her video clip. I honestly think they could have charged Angela Rayner.
You stupid bitch, you filthy slut!
Yeah, because remember when she went on telly and went, the Tories are scum, they're all scum. She sounds like she's a downy, but that's what she said. How come that's not illegal, but they send thousands of right-wingers to prison for milquetoast quips or stickers? Like, it's ridiculous. So, lock them up. I don't care. I know Sadwings, kind of surprised I haven't took a job. But I think I would be good at that. You know what I'd love about that is if we were in like a scuffle and my badge fell off, they'd end up deporting me, wouldn't they? Because you'd have some illegal who's been over in America for 5 years, so he's got a bit of an American twang. And you've got me who's been here 10 and hasn't lost a single shred of his normal accent. And then we'd lose our badges like on class act, or they'd get like mixed up. And then I'd be like, Get him, lads, Howie. Let's knock the shite out of this daft guy. And they'll be like, whoa, 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 what's this illegal immigrant doing here? I'll be like, whoa, whoa. They'll be like, well, you're not an American. Hup. Next thing, I'll be in Mexico City. Drinking a margarita, trying to inform me missus, like, are you going to smuggle me across the border? Because they've deported me to a country where I can't even speak the lingo. I have heard that, yeah, 50G sign-up bonus as well. That's not bad, is it? Yeah, it's one of them things. But it's time to put the hurt locker on them, boys. I'm telling you, nothing's going to get fixed if we don't put them in the hurt locker. Definitely remember that one from tomorrow. Make sure you've got a limp. Take a shillelagh. Something that you can block projectiles with. Cricket bat and a ball. Tell him you're going to go and have a game after the match. A wok. I've heard they're good at blocking projectiles. Tell them you're a cooking enthusiast. Whatever you can get away with, don't forget that one. And always trust your gut. Definitely. Trust your gut. If your spidey sense starts tingling, get out of there. Don't get pissed. Always have an oppo. Yeah. Even follow him to the bathroom. Just don't shake his cock for him. But at least stay close together. Don't let them get you on your own. You know what they're like. The sparrow bone soy boys will try and get you on your own. It's mad. It's going to get dicey tomorrow. I'm convinced of it. So please do your best. Stay safe. Try and have a good time. Wait until 7, 8 o'clock that night and go and get drunk in a leather spoons a few miles down the road. And until then, stay sober and stay safe. All right, we'll call it there because I need to go and have a pint and start enjoying my life because it's my last day off before Monday. Well, except the weekend, but I mean, that doesn't count. Watched Asmund Gold earlier. His ex-Roach coach is worth a watch. Boots, I'll have a look. Thanks for letting me know. Yeah, lads, take care of yourselves tomorrow. Seriously, I genuinely think it's going to get dicey. You've all got to be on your very, very, very best behaviour. Don't get pissed. Don't get caught on your own. Keep your eye on your surroundings. Don't do anything stupid. And I'll see you all for a stream tomorrow, all right? Yeah, if you're going, take care of yourself. If you're not, I'll see you here, 7 p.m. Be there or be square. Toodle pip. Cheers.